video about a few things. So anyway, I was at the bookstore and I came back from the bathroom and my sister was like, look at my thumb. And I was like, oh my god, that's an implant. Well, the aliens are messing with everybody, the whole world. It's just some people don't ever, you know, they just think all the paranormal activity is ghosts and spirits or poltergeists or whatever, but it's all aliens. But anyway, my sister said she noticed it about a month ago. Yeah, this implant probably hadn't been there long because it's so big. She probably would have noticed it even if it, you know, so I doubt it was put in like 10 years ago or something like that, because she would have noticed it. So she noticed it a month ago, so apparently that's when they put it in, the aliens, when she was sleeping. But it's huge, it's like as big as a freaking pea. And it's right there. Yeah, she has paranormal activity in her house. She's told me some things before. And one time she's like, well, I thought I fell asleep in the living room, and then I ended up in the bedroom. But yeah, the aliens are messing with the whole world. It's not just the 10 people that realize it, that come to realize it in the whole world. It's the whole world. And they do like to stack stuff. The paranormal activity they do, they like to stack stuff. Okay, so anyway, here's my sister's alien implant in the nape of her thumb.
Where's it at? Where's he point to? There.
It's like a big metal P.
Okay, I guess. Where's it at? Where's he point to? There. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, okay, I guess.
What the hell is that noise? Yeah, so, it's huge. Yeah, like that, that young girl that I, met at the Y, and her mom, I saw them at Barnes & Noble's one time, and, the girl, she showed me her little BB implant. Well, she's about 17 now, but she showed me her little BB implant in her finger. And she's like, yeah, it kind of bugs me sometimes, and blah, 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 blah. Hers is as big as a BB, and her mom's is as big as a BB, and it's at the side of her arm. She showed me hers at the YMCA. But this is freaking huge, and I felt it and everything, and it's as big as a freaking pea. That's much larger than a BB. So I'm trying to ask the aliens to take it out, to put non-physical implants in her. Yeah, I don't know why they want to do physical ones when they can easily do non-physical ones. I have a lot of non-physical ones in me. I already did a video on that. But, and I was totally awake when they tampered and changed it out too, like my left ethereal implant. And I was awake when they put the head implant in too, at the top back of my head. And mine are all non-physical, except I might have one that's semi-physical in the bottom of my mouth. Because sometimes I can feel it and sometimes I can't. And it's tinier than a BB. But it's like a little BB, but smaller. And if I move my tongue around enough, sometimes I can pop it out and feel it. But I really have to kind of dig it with my tongue to try to flick it up, to try to feel it. I haven't done that in a long time, but anyway, it seems to be non-physical, semi-physical. Because sometimes I feel it, sometimes I don't. And that could have been there a long time, I don't know. Because it's something that you just got to be messing around with your tongue, and then you can maybe, you know, flick it up and feel it. But that's a semi-physical one, but I don't have any physical ones in me. So I'm trying to ask the aliens to take it out, because that's got to be bothersome. Yeah, she said it kind of bothered her. I mean, it's huge. It's as big as a freaking pea. It's like almost reminds me of like lead, like one of those little lead. My dad used to make those little lead bullets or whatever. I mean, look, when she popped it out, it looks like it's like lead or something. It looks purplish. Okay, so second weird thing is the aliens created another smell for me at Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, I was over there wrapping presents. I decided to go get another present, I went back over there to wrap some more presents. And that's when all of a sudden I started to smell this strong, and I instantly knew exactly what it reminded me of. Because sometimes it's hard to, like, what does that remind me of, you know? Or it's a smell that you've never smelled before, and it's like, it's hard to describe it. But this smelled exactly like Elmer's glue. So the second time I went over there in the corner to wrap some presents, it's almost like the aliens bring down from the ceiling like this hose or something and just starts like poof poof squirting out this smell or something out of an invisible hose from the ceiling or something, but you can't see anything. So the second time around, I went over there to wrap presents, and all of a sudden I started smelling this strong Elmer's. It smelled just like Elmer's glue, except it was a lot more potent. It was more potent than Elmer's glue, and so I started getting kind of nervous and anxious because I knew it was paranormal, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to fall to the ground or what the hell, you know. Yeah, because I'm dizzy 24/7, 365 anyway, because I have pituitary problems, and so and a lot of things, you know, just makes me dizzier. So when I started smelling the smell, I kind of started getting nervous, and because I'm always thinking, like, what are they going to do? Like, is this some smell that's going to, like, make me pass out or something, and they're going to, like, abduct me or something? Which they've never, ever abducted me like that. They just like to create these smells for me sometimes, and some of them are disturbing because they're just like this weird chemical smell or whatever. But this one wasn't so bad compared to that smell that I smelled in Kansas City. I already did a video on that. That was like this hardcore, potent meth smell. And I don't know if that was created somehow by the aliens or if it was a true smell or whatever. I mean, it was real regardless. I mean, I don't know. I think somebody was making meth up in the parking garage. But anyway, that almost like there was this force that pushed me back whenever that smell came over me. That I don't know. It was weird because the person I was walking with, she acted like she didn't smell anything. And so, you know, but I don't know if it's just because, you know, she's in a trance, you know, because when you're walking around in a trance, like most people are, you don't see any of this stuff or smell any of this stuff. Okay, so anyway, so I did kind of, when I started smelling that smell, I started getting kind of nervous, and that worker kind of came up close to me, and of course I'm thinking in my head, I wonder if she smells it, but it's kind of obvious that she didn't. She just looked like a little mind control robot. Yeah, it's weird, man. Like, one time I was at Target. I mean, some people, they're so easily mind controllable, you know, mind controlled, and it's just weird. You'll see some of these employees that are so mind controlled by the company they work for. I mean, it's just amazing. They're like little robots. And, but not all people are that easily mind controllable. Like that one woman I came across at Target. And the other woman, oh God, I can't remember. Well, I can't remember the store I was at. But anyway, but yeah, so anyway, this employee came walking up, and it was the same, you know, employee I saw a couple weeks previous when I had bought something there. But I'm thinking, does she smell it? And I'm thinking, you know, I doubt she did, but I didn't ask her. So anyway, so I started, like, when I was smelling the smell, I was trying to write the little card that you stick on the present, like to and from, to so-and-so from, to so-and-so from. And I don't think the smell was making me, like, confused. I think I was just getting nervous. And so anyway, I kept messing up, like, to mom from whatever, to, I just kept, like, to, you know, to Anna, to mom from Anna, to Anna from mom, and I started getting confused, and I couldn't do it, and I'm like, screw this. So I went ahead and I just couldn't get it right. I was all confused and shit after I started smelling that smell. But I know it wasn't directly related to the smell. I was just getting nervous. So I hurried up and got a few cards, blank cards, the little cards you fold in half, the name cards, name tag cards, and then I went out the door. We had a bad storm when I was in Bed Bath & Beyond Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was bad, 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 but I missed it. It didn't happen until after I got into the store. And then when I left, it was still pouring, but the heavy, heavy, heavy winds let up already, but it was bad. Some big, huge trees toppled over from the roots. And I don't know how powerful the winds got. I don't know, maybe 50 or 70. I don't know. I would have to try to look that up. But it was a couple Fridays ago. Okay, so anyway, so that was the second weird thing, the Elmer's glue smell. I mean, it's very real. Like I say, if some other enlightened people were around me, they would have maybe smelled it. Or it may just be something that's only triggered for me to smell. It's hard to tell, but there was that other incident where I was in the bathroom at work, and it was, I think eventually it reminded me of what it smelled like, but it took me a long time for me to figure it out, what it smelled like. But it was a smell I never smelled before, but I think it was some kind of rubbery chemical smell, but I can't remember now what I had thought it smelled like. But that was back in 2014. I went into the bathroom, smelled this weird smell at work. Well, then me and my sister, this was back in 2014, me and my sister went to the movie theater, and the smell was in the movie theater. And I'm like, what the hell, man? And there was only like 3 people in the movie theater, like me, her, and then one other person. And then, as far as I remember, I did kind of walk over into the other one just to see if I could smell the smell. As far as I remember, the one across the aisle, and into the other movie theater, and because it was really dead, the whole movie theater was dead. You know, if you go at 4 or 5 o'clock, it's pretty dead. And as far as I remember, like I say, I can't remember 100% for sure, but I think I did kind of walk over into another movie theater because I wanted to see if the smell was still in that movie theater. And so I kind of, but like I said, I can't remember 100%, but I stepped in there, and as far as I remember, I couldn't smell the smell. It was only in that movie theater that we were in, me and my sister, and then there's like 1 or 2 other people, and that was it. But it was the same smell I had previously smelled in the bathroom. And like I say, eventually it dawned on me what it smelled like, but it was a smell that I've never, ever smelled before, but kind of like, I don't know, it was rubbery, I don't know, kind of rubbery, you know. But yeah, I would have to say it was more like a chemical smell than like a non-chemical smell. Sometimes I'll wake up and they'll produce like cherry smell and something really awesome like that. Coffee, like, I mean, like when you just like grind coffee beans, oh yeah, like coffee smells so good. Or like cherry, but I don't like this chemical smell bull crap. Okay, so anyway, the third thing, let's see, it just happened, when was it? When we went to the grocery store, me and my mom, a few days ago, we went to the grocery store, and this guy just kind of, you know, I told my mom about it. Well, instantly he caught my eye, and instantly I just kept, when I went to the store, kept staring at him and staring at him and staring at him, because he reminded me of another Anthony, and he even looked like him. Okay, so anyway, and my mom, she was like, well, he did kind of like walk right in front of us. Like, she thought that was kind of anomalous. Like, because me and her were just like casually walking into the store, and then all of a sudden, out of the right, this guy comes kind of walking like an alien, kind of fast in front of us, and he kind of looked at us, and he went into the store in front of us, and the doors. And I immediately, when I first saw him, I immediately thought, Anthony. And, except his hair was longer in the back. It was longer in the back and thinner. And kind of like this guy right here, except he was more baldish on top. But the hair was longer in the back and thinner. And, but instantly, and he also was taller. He wasn't quite as stocky as Anthony, and he was taller than Anthony. And not quite as stocky, and he gave me the creeps. But like I say, instantly, when I looked at him, I just instantly thought, Anthony. I mean, I didn't have to even think about it. And, well, if it really was an alien or Anthony in a different form, you know, he wasn't meant, a lot of times they won't interact with you. He did not interact with me. He was very covert. But if he was an alien, he would have known that I was gawking at him the whole time. He was walking around the store. And, another thing, like when I'm out of body, And if I want to go up and concentrate on something, I have to get really, really, really close to it and really concentrate on like the features. Like if it says like a little pack of Doritos or something, you know, if I really want to see it really clearly, I have to, and see the, you know, words and everything, I have to like kind of get up close to it and concentrate harder to see it, compared to like if I'm just in regular 3D. And anyway, it's kind of funny how at first he looked at me one more time when he started passing the food bar, the salad bar. He kind of looked over, but he was very, very covert. I mean, but there's always like little signs that I can tell that they're not human. But like I said, I could be wrong. But anyway, but why would he look like Anthony? Why would I instantly think Anthony? And another thing, the shirt he had on was, it looked like a 30-year-old shirt. You know, like how men might have this 30-year-old shirt, you know, from 30 years ago. And it's like this old style, big, huge, wide green. It was green striped shirt with like a light blue or light green background, or a kind of off-whitish, grayish background. But it was big green horizontal stripes. This is actually a female shirt. But anyway, and when I saw that shirt, when I noticed, you know, the striped shirt, I knew that that was something clicked when I saw that striped shirt, because they have put striped shirts in that other out-of-body experience that I had, to the park. I titled that To the Rainbow Park, and he had put a lot of like people with striped shirts on in that out-of-body experience. And like I say, there may be some other thing that I'm forgetting about the striped shirt. But anyway, I knew that was instantly, that was a red flag. And two, like I say, it looked like it was a 30-year-old shirt. Most people just wear, you know, modern today, you know, no more than a year old shirts, you know, today, you know, modern day shirts, not like 30-year-old shirts. I mean, it was clean. His jeans were clean. He had normal shoes on, but he was very creepy. And they have this certain walk about him. When they manifest in physical form, they have this certain walk about him, like almost like they walk kind of more slowly and robotically. It's really weird. It's like when they slow down their vibrations to come into this dimension, they do it a little too far. They go a little too far. And it's like they almost like slow them down a little too much. And so they kind of start walking like slowly and like robotically. And it's weird. But anyway, he did not walk with the limp like that other alien did at 24-Hour Fitness Center back in 2004. But like I say, that certain walk that they have, and was, you know, a red flag. Well, anyway, after he walked past the salad bar, and after I noticed the striped shirt, he went over there to the he went over there to where all of the specialty cheeses are, and the handmade sandwiches. And it's kind of funny how he just kind of, okay, yeah, first of all, he did not have, you know, when he came into the store, you know, most people come into a store, they get a basket, or they get the large cart, or they get the medium cart. Well, he didn't get any cart whatsoever. And this was on a Sunday. This was not a weekday, so it's not like you're going in, but it was a weekend in the evening. And, you know, most people are going to get a cart. Well, he did not get a cart. I think it rolled over to the second video. But anyway, he did not get a cart. And like I say, most people, especially on the weekend, would get a cart. Okay, so anyway, so he, after he kind of looked at me one more time, he bypassed, and like I say, he gave me the freaking creeps. A lot of these aliens will give you the total creeps, and a lot of times they don't interact. For some reason, they're starting to interact with me more, but most of the time in the past, they have not really interacted, except I do have an experience from age 5, so yeah, I could call that an interaction. I haven't talked about that, age 5. And then another one, age 10, and yeah, that being, I don't know who the heck it was, but I do believe it was maybe an alien. I'm not sure what kind of alien, but I haven't talked about those experiences. But yeah, he did interact with me. That was an interaction both times. but I haven't talked about that yet. And then I had the other weird experience by another alien. Haven't talked about that either, and that was around 2004. And so anyway, so he walked past the salad bar, and then of course I noticed that striped shirt, and I'm thinking there's something weird about that striped shirt. Well, like I say, and then it dawned on me that well, I don't know if White Reptilian gave me that experience to the Rainbow Park, but that video is on here, and they put all sorts of, or he did, I mean, he put all sorts of striped shirts on people in that scenario, like shirts. Some people had t-shirts on, and this was just like a normal 30-year-old looking shirt with big, huge, wide, horizontal green stripes, just like this one, except a lot wider. Except this looks like modern day shirt. The one he had on was 30 years old. Okay, so anyway, so then, like I say, you'll know when you spot these beings because they have a different walk about them. And but he was able to get it right as far as not limping or walking like a zombie. But still, even Anthony at the bookstore, he has he still had a certain walk about him that wasn't quite human. And so did this being, Anthony number 2. I'll call him Anthony number 2. I don't know if it was really an alien, but there's one thing I probably should have done and it would have proved it, but I did it. Okay, so anyway, so another thing, when he was walking over there, he was just kind of standing there, like he's acting like he's shopping. He's looking at the handmade sandwiches, and then he goes on to where the specialty cheeses are. Now, by that time, I couldn't see him real good because he was like way over there. But when he was standing there by the specialty sandwiches, it's like, okay, who the hell gets that close to the shelves? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was like he was standing there really close, like almost like his head, like his forehead, a few inches away, from the shelf. I mean, you can easily stand there, 4 feet away and see what the hell's on the shelf. So it's like, see? It's like same situation. It's like when they come to this dimension, in order for them to see real well, they got to get closer to the item. Just like I do when I go out of body. I got to kind of like concentrate and zoom in on things if I really want to look at the features of something, like words or letters or whatever. And it's like he was doing the same thing. I mean, who the hell stands just up neck to neck, almost touching, with your legs or whatever, or your forehead with the shelves? I mean, who does that? And so he did not pick up anything in that area. When he went over to the specialty cheeses, I noticed because I kept staring at him the whole time, because I knew instantly, I was just like, why does he look like Anthony? I mean, why do I keep thinking he's Anthony? And so finally, he went over to the specialty cheeses. He finally he had a pack of specialty cheese in his hands. He had some cheese in his hands, or something that looked like a pack of cheese. Then he went over to across the way and went to the organic section, which is a very small little, just squared off section. And I was just like, I'm thinking, man, me and my mom sat there for hours and hours and hours. And he was in there in that area, for a long time. And he never came out of that area. And I was almost going to go over there and see if he, had demanifested already. But I didn't. Well, finally, after forever, he came walking out of the organic section with a 4-pack of, I don't know if it was beer, it was some kind of juice, glass, 4-bottle of glass. Oh, you know what? That's kind of interesting too. Like, he could be see? Oh my God, he is Anthony number 2, I have no doubt. Why did he not want to interact with me? See, that's what's it's so creepy, these beings, man. They're so freaking creepy. Even Anthony, even though he interacted with me 4 times at the bookstore, he was still very creepy. And a couple times, like I said, he was giving me those, evil reptile alien looks. when he was gawking at me, when he sat over there at the table, like for 5 minutes before he demanifested again. But, oh, see, he could have been, I think he was mocking me, I really do. Because, you know, I've made that exact same routes before. Like, I'd go in there on my lunch break. I would go in there on my lunch break, and I would maybe, you know, pass by where they make the little homemade sandwiches, which I never buy those because I don't trust those, but I would just sometimes maybe just gawk at that section. I'd go over to that little cheese section, the specialty cheese section, to see if they have anything on sale or whatever. But I haven't really done that in a while, but sometimes I go directly to the organic section and buy some chocolate. And see, and I have bought before, I have bought at least 2 times a 4-bottle thing of Izzy drinks, which is like nasty. I don't like fruit juice. I'll never buy it again because I just don't like fruit juice. I don't even know why I bought it. But like I said, I couldn't tell if it was Izzy or if it, you know, I can't remember if they do have some glass 4-bottle things, you know, over there. I'm not sure if they have some beer over there. I think they do have some beer, but I can't remember if they have them in a 4-pack bottle. But he could have been mocking me because I do go in that section a lot, and I'll get like a candy bar. You know, and I have gotten a 4-pack bottle of Izzy drinks, glass. And so when he finally came out of the organic section, he had a candy bar in his hand. A big candy bar. He had the 4-pack bottle of drink, and he had the pack of cheese in his hand. And well, finally, he started making his way a little closer to us in the produce section. Okay, well, I don't ever remember him walking past the produce section to go to the cashiers. And another thing, and he also never did walk out the door. He never did walk out the door. I mean, me and my mom sat there for another 1 hour or 2 hours. He never walked out the door. Whether he walked out the other door, I don't know, but I don't ever remember him actually. Once I saw him in the produce area with those 3 things in his hands, I don't ever remember seeing him walk past the area where you get all the non-edible stuff, the plants and stuff like that, the knickknacks. I don't remember ever seeing him walk that far to the cashiers, and I don't ever remember seeing him walk in the little alleyway where the other candy bars are, and there's like nuts and stuff to the left, and candy bars in the candy section to the right. I never did see him walk into that area. That was another area you could go to get to the cashiers. I never did. I just remember seeing him. He finally made his way up towards the produce section with those 3 items in his hands. And I don't remember where he went after that. So he must have de-manifested. But there was those red flags, that striped shirt, and it was old, which, you know, most people are going to wear modern day crap, you know, clothes that are no older than 1 or 2 years old, or 6 months old, you know. But yeah, now that I think about it, he could have sort of tried to be mocking me. No, I don't mean mocking me in a bad way. I just mean sometimes if I go with him on my lunch break, I will go take a quick look in that area, the specialty cheese, and then boom, I'll go over to the organic area and I'll buy like 1 candy bar, sometimes 2. And yeah, so that's funny. He could have been mocking me, so to speak. And like I say, this Anthony was taller and not quite as stocky, and his hair was kind of thinner and a lot longer in the back, but he was more, you know, more baldish on the top. And Anthony, not completely bald, but you know, he looked a lot like Anthony #1. So anyway, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of weird how I just instantly, when I first saw him, you know, when he just kind of like walked really fast past us in front of us into the store, it's just kind of funny how I instantly thought Anthony. But anyway, my mom says that she thought she saw him get out of a car, but I think she's just making that up. I don't think she did. But I guarantee you, he never walked out of the door. And like I say, we got there at the exact same time. We sat there for 2 hours. I never did see him walk out the damn door. or to the cashier area. Once he made it to the produce section, you know, he had those 3 items in his hands where the apples are, you know, at the produce section, and I don't remember him really going any farther. So I don't know. It's weird, but he must have demanifested. Well, thanks for listening. But yeah, look out for those aliens, man, because you'll know it. They always like, well, if they try to talk to you, a lot of times they'll talk real drunk. If they don't interact with you, they'll act really robotic. They'll walk with a limp, and they're like creepier than shit. I mean, like you know, it just seems like they're just like this real dark-souled human being that has no, you know what I'm saying? It was because they're an alien and they're trying to pose as a human. But yeah, I mean, that one being that posed as a blue-collar worker at 24 Hour Fitness Center, I mean, he was creepier than crap. But he actually was kind of good-looking, but at the time, I didn't know he was an alien. But that was a definite, oh yeah, definite reptilian alien. All of these aliens that have manifested in physical form, every single one of them was a reptilian alien, except for, I'm not sure about the incident when I was age 5 and age 10. And that being that came into my workplace in 2014, posing as a black guy, I mean, he was so nice. It was so hard to believe that he could have been like, maybe he was gray. I don't know. Maybe he's a gray alien manifested in physical form. I still would be apt to believe it was a reptilian. But yeah, they can pull it off if they want to act kind of evil and dark souled or whatever. They can. If they want to act more human, they can. I mean, because look at Anthony. But the being that came into the workplace posing as the black guy, he was the nicest one of them all. I mean, like, I didn't feel creeped out by him. And he was an alien, I have no doubt. He was a reptilian alien posing as a black guy. And he was sticking up for me. So yeah, these beings will freaking stick up for your ass too if a human's giving you a hard time. But he was not intimidating whatsoever. I'll put those other videos, those 3 and 4 videos in the link in the description or whatever. Those 4 other videos I did about the smells, physical aliens. But anyway, thanks for listening.